Hey everybody, Tekking101 here, and I know a lot of stuff happens in this chapter. We're going to get to it, we're going to have a lot of fun. But first, I have to announce that from the last chapter review, I asked you guys to tell me what you would like to be called as my fandom. And I've looked through all of the suggestions, a lot of them were really good, and referencing a lot of my in-jokes in my videos, and I like that. But the thing I like the most, and I didn't even realize this at first, was playing on the name that I am a Tech King. So, what is a king without his knights? So therefore, from this moment on, you shall forever be known as the Suicide Bricks. It's the perfect name for a rock band from the 1980s. But more importantly, okay, yeah, I'm just kidding. Yes, you are now officially all the Tech Knights. And now that we're all knights and we have an awesome name, I bet you're all wondering one single question. When are we going to take over the world, Tekking? You've been subliminally hypnotizing your entire fan base for the past 4 years to do this. Well, you guys are a little bit mistaken. I do not want to take over the world. It's way too much of a hassle. I mean, you gotta worry about societal issues, economic issues, you gotta constantly worry about people building rebellions and cutting off your head in the middle of the night and, you know, burning your city down. You know, I don't want that. So that's why instead we're gonna take over the great continent of Antarctica. Really, it's the one continent that nobody ever goes to. We can form a little ice city down there, it'll be great. In the meantime, though, you can do some concept art for the whole Tech Knight Tekking thing. I don't know what you could do with it, but if I see some artwork that's really good, I'll give them, I don't know, a $10 Amazon gift card as a prize. So, start drawing if you can do that. Deadline is whenever, I don't know. I'll get you know more about that on my fan page. But, yeah, anyway, charge forth, my Tech Knights! Everybody, Tekking101 here, here to review Bleach chapter number 625, titled The Living Jaguar. Okay, now look, I know a lot of you are going to be thinking right now that that title's a little weird. You know, considering the fact that last time we checked, Grimmjow was not a jaguar, he was a panther. Considering the fact that his resurrection is, you know, Panthera. Well, that's what you would expect. But, you know, I looked into it because I'm me, and I found out that panther is just referring to a genus of large cat. Anything that has a blackish coat. It can also refer to cougars or leopards or jaguars. So it's very possible for Grimmjow to be a jaguar while also being a panther. And that's something I came up with completely on my own. Completely on my own. Alright, so chapter starts off with Grimmjow emerging from the Garganta and having his fated reunion with his arch-nemesis, Ichigo Kurosaki. After all, it's only been... Fuck, how long has it been? Shit, I gotta carry like the 5 here and add this, subtract that. Subtract the Deicide arcs. Okay, here we go. 339 chapters. Yeah, 339 chapters of Bleach since we last saw Grimmjow. Considering the fact that the last time we saw him, we weren't even up to that many chapters in the series yet. So we've literally have to wait over since the last time we saw Grimmjow, we had to wait for that entire series up to that point to replay before we get a chance to see him again. Anyway, though, as you could probably imagine, Grimmjow is here to help the situation, although it's fucking Grimmjow, he's not one for subtlety, so we have to have that dick measuring contest. You know how Kenpachi always shows up in front of Ichigo, and even though Kenpachi's his ally, technically, he still has to kind of like, hey, Ichigo, you want to fight? That sort of deal. Oh yeah, Grimmjow just finishes off the dick measuring contest by unsheathing his Panthera, releasing a wave of Ryatsu. Oh shit, okay, I guess we're doing this. Okay, bring it on, Grimmjow, I've learned some new techniques. I have like 3 different kinds of Getsugatensho's as opposed to the one from before. You're going down. Ichigo! Hey, wait, what the fuck? Oh. Yes! 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 She's back! Nell's back! See, this is the reaction a lot of you guys had 2 weeks ago when Grimmjow first showed back up. But like I said, he didn't really do it for me. This is my reaction when Nell shows up, okay? Took me a while, but I got that. It's party time, bitches! Welcome back, you beautiful green-haired centaur. Go get a drink, seriously. If you're not drinking something, go drink something. I'm not drinking alone, damn it. Okay, so Nels appears and she's in her human form again and everything's awesome and, you know, she tackles Grimmjow, knocks him to the ground, that's pretty funny, before just running up to Ichigo and pretty much tackling him as well. First thing that Nels says to Ichigo, though, and that's, she holds up her arm and she's like, hey, look, Urahara invented this magic bracelet that allows me to switch back and forth between my child form and grown-up form whenever I want. Isn't that convenient? And, yeah, I mean, really, is that... Now, I'm not mad just because I'm so happy to see her again, but I just want to throw something out here that you could have done, Kubo, to make this make a little bit more sense, and it wouldn't even be that difficult, okay? It's really simple if you just think of the logic of the situation at hand here. Okay, so Nell has her skull that was fractured by Noitora's attack, remember? So her Ryatsu was constantly leaking out of her skull. That's why she had to regress back to a child. So when she regained her form, when she was fighting against Noitora, and, you know, Ichigo was there and everything, my theory is that even though she retained her form, the Ryatsu, the hole was still there. It was still leaking out. That's why she changed back into her child form. So I always thought an easy fix to this solution would just have Orihime heal her mask, so that way she could properly build up Ryatsu and it's not constantly escaping. That way she could eventually regain her form, and that way she wouldn't have to worry about it spilling out anymore. We don't have any of that. Her mask is still completely broken, so I don't know how that works with her Ryatsu leaking out. Maybe the bracelet does that. Maybe the armband that Urahara created somehow protects, like, from the Ryatsu from escaping. Maybe something like that, but I'm just saying, you could have fixed this really quickly with Orihime, and nobody would really be pissed off about it, because just to see Nell again. Seriously, though, I have to wonder, do armbands really have that much hidden power and potential? Let me see. Alright, I want to transform into an American scrawny white kid. Oh my god, it worked! But somebody that's clearly not happy about this reunion is, of course, Orihime, which, in case you haven't figured it out yet, ladies and gentlemen, Orihime has just a tiny little crush on Ichigo. So when she sees this, you know, fully grown, big busted woman immediately grabbing him, putting him into a bear hug, she's not exactly too thrilled about the situation. She just immediately starts freaking out, especially since when Nell says, oh, I can switch back and forth between my child self and my adult self, but I don't see any reason to transform back into my kid now that I'm with you, Ichigo. And you have this moment with Chad, who's just standing over Orihime, and Chad knows about this too. I mean, it's pretty obvious to everybody except for Ichigo what the hell's going on here. And Chad just kind of says, like, look, I know what you're thinking, but really this was the smart move on Urahara. You know it has to be. She has to be here in order to fight. And Orihime's just like, oh, no, I'm not totally, I mean, I understand. So, Orihime, looks like you're next in line to be sternritter J, huh? What are you talking about, Chad? I'm not even a Quincy. Because somebody's jelly up in here. You're not wrong. So, we cut back over to Grimmjow, who appears out of the rubble after getting knocked away by Nelliel, and I guess I should start referring to her as her proper name, Nelliel. But yeah, Grimmjow just comes out and just what the fuck, bitch? What the actual fuck? You know? And, you know, Nelliel just strikes her serious face, like when she was talking to Noitora, you know, she's all silly and childish in front of Ichigo. Against anyone else, she's, like, really stern. And she turns to Grimmjow, and she's just like, hey, look, I don't have to take advice from you. You're number fucking 6. I'm number 3. And Grimmjow's retort to this doesn't even really make a lot of sense, because he's just kind of like, oh, well, you know, Aizen's not around anymore, so you can't really use those numbers as ranks anymore. Let's have a fight, and let's see who has the higher rank then. Yeah, take that, Nelliel. Our numbers don't mean anything anymore. Now fight me to see who has the higher number. Wait. Actually, little fast fact for you guys. That theme I was just playing just now, that was called Power to Strive. It's a Bleach OST. I believe it's in the 3rd one. You can find the link to it right here. And the interesting thing about that is it's usually referred as Grimmjow's theme because it played when Grimmjow first went released. Like, he went like, Pantera! And that big explosion and Ichigo's Hall-Mast, and it's like, oh man, shit just got real. But the funny thing is that theme also played when Nelliel went into her resurrection against Noitora. So, technically speaking, Nelliel and Grimmjow actually share the same battle music. Weird, I know, right? But anyway, this happy little reunion then gets even more interrupted when all of a sudden a voice comes out of apparently nowhere, like over an intercom or something, speaking to the entire group. Oh, God, are you kidding me? What the hell is your guys' problem? Cut it out. I'm at my wit's end. Oh, my God. Does everyone around here have the IQ of Jello? I'm not jelly, okay? I mean, yeah, I had a dream about Ichigo last night, and it was really kind of sexual, but I mean, I'm Orihime. I heal things. How are you? Anyway, though, the voice tells them that they're kind of on a timetable right now, and it's time to get to work. They appear... Anyway, though, the voice is actually coming out of a large black box that's suspended in the Garganta, what looks like on a ladder, having a pair of stairs coming coming out of it. Now, this makes sense from last chapter when we saw that was like that staircase that Grimmjow was walking down, what looked like inside of the Garganta, and that's particularly weird because nothing should be in the Garganta whatsoever. That's the whole point of the place. But anyway, yeah, the voice tells them that they're on the clock, and it opens up, revealing that it is in fact Haruka Dokugame. Last person I expected to see in this entire series. Honestly, I figured that we were not going to see them ever again. Like, maybe at the very end of the series we might get like a quick like snapshot of what the Fullbringers were up to, but really did not call on her showing up ever again. But whatever, how you doing, Haruka? How you been? You know, we're doing party time here, Nelliel's back, join the fun. What's going on with you?
I committed suicide.
Come again?
Yeah, you know, in the last chapter of the Fullbringer arc, I was standing on the edge of that building, I jumped off and I killed myself. And, that's why I'm here.
Oh. Yeah, that. I seem to vaguely remember that.
Well, it's in volume 54. Here, just read it yourself.
Wait, what? Ow! Ah, dang it, jeez. Okay, fine. Okay. Oh, okay, yeah, here it is. You're standing on the building, blah, blah, blah. Ichigo, don't forget about us. You know, we'll forget about you, whatever. And then you jumped off the... I assumed you, like, jumped to the next building using, like, your bringer light or something. I didn't think you fucking killed yourself.
Well, I did. And that's not even the sad part. You know what happens to unidentified bodies like me? Well, I was classified as a Jane Doe and ended up in the local medical school as a cadaver. Yep, they just, use my body for basically a test subject, and then they toss me out after I'm done.
Right, well, that's kind of depressing, but, hey, I like your, little bunny hood you got there. That's kind of cool.
Why, thank you!
Oh, don't listen to her nonsense. She's still alive. She came here with me. So Yukio reveals to also be there. We kind of figured that out, considering the layout of the box is very similar to the chat rooms he showed with his Invaders Must Die ability. Also got to point out that he still has, I guess, his digital radial invaders. Like, when he absorbed the power from Ichigo and he could emit his game world outward, I guess he still has that power. That was a little bit debatable if they still had the powers Ichigo gave them, and Ginjo stole from Ichigo and then gave to them at the end of the Fullbringer arc. But apparently they do, yeah. Oh, wow, Yukio, you're here too? Wow, when's Jackie gonna pop up? Oh, yeah, Jackie, yeah, she lost her Fullbring, actually, so, you know, she's working for me at my company. I left her in charge while I'm going off doing this. Oh, okay, yeah, I sure, that makes sense. But, wait a second, you let a woman in charge of your company, and you yourself are a very young prodigy, and coming up with technology advancements that far outclass anything that currently exists in the world today. Yukio, are you Tony Stark? Well, that depends, Ichigo. Is Tony Stark fucking German? Wait, you're German? Yes, I'm German. Didn't you even look at my last name? You have a last name? Yes, I have a last name. My name is Yukio Hans Vordenberner. See, you can't even pronounce it. Of course I can't pronounce it. It's written in German. Even we have a difficult time saying this crap sometimes. Anyway, would you guys just hurry up and get in my magic box? We have a lot of stuff to talk about. So it's revealed that this little cube is basically a safe zone. They can get in there and they can lock it so that nobody from the outside world can even detect they're there through Ryatsu or other means. So Yoruichi, Chad, and I guess Ganju, I'm assuming Ganju's still there. I don't think we see him in this chapter, but everybody basically gets in the little cube inside of the Garganta to get a little bit less confusing. They are technically in the Garganta. And Yoruichi just basically sits down and just says, okay, Ichigo, so what part would you like me to explain first? And Ichigo's reaction sums up this whole thing pretty much. All of it! Well, Ichigo, I'm not fucking Kubo, so that's gonna be kind of hard to do. Wait, you're not fucking Kubo? Well, that's kind of good. I mean, he has married and everything. Ichigo, I can literally shove a lightning bolt down your throat. Whatever, just start off, like, explaining where we are right now and how a Garganta opened up in the Soul Palace, because that's the thing I would want to know. Alright guys, seriously, in all my years of reviewing Bleach, I am giving you a warning to sit down for this, because this explanation, it's going to go to some weird-ass places you never expected. So if you haven't read this chapter yet, just get ready for some major plot shit. Alright, so first off, Yoruichi just lays out a basic display of the universes. We have the Soul Society, we have the Living World, connected by the Dangai. Any Bleach fan worth his or her salt should know that at this point. Those are the three little sections that we primarily deal with in the series. Wakamundo is off in like a different dimension. You know, the Soul Society is connected to the Living World. Alright, she then begins to explain that there's an extra space that's actually surrounding the Dangai, and that is where the Garganta is located. It is known as the Valley of Screams. The Valley of Screams. Oh boy. Okay. Well, to break this down in a simple explanation in just one sentence, I would just say this statement. This is canon now. This movie, Memories of Nobody, this is canon. So canon. And, you know, Memories of Nobody itself, it's actually a fairly good movie as far as, you know, animated movies go. And, you know, it's actually my second favorite Bleach movie next to this one. It's actually pretty emotional. Love the soundtrack. But yeah, this is all canon now. And the reason for that is that the Valley of Screams actually plays a very important role in Memories of Nobody. And you know, I don't even know why I'm bothering explaining this. It was already explained in the movie, so let me just, hold on, I'll just pull this up. And, yeah, here you go. Uehara, Tessai, take it away.
As you already know, souls migrate between the world of the living and the Soul Society. From time to time, however, there are souls who for some reason become detached from this cycle of transmigration while in the Dongai Precipice world. These souls wander aimlessly through the Dongai Precipice world and are slowly drawn together over a period of time. As the souls come together, it causes a new dimension. Hence the Valley of Screams.
Yeah. You guys remember the Dark Ones? Yeah, I don't either. Senna was pretty badass, though. So, anyway, yeah, the Valley of Screams is canon now, and it exists between the Dongai, exists around the Dongai, and it's basically these areas which makes up the torrential, you know, empty void that is the Garganta, which is good that we now finally understand where the Garganta is placed. You know, Kubo basically goes for, like, this Buddhist-type deal where there's, like, 6 different afterlives. You know, like, there's a literal hell, which we have seen. There's, like, an afterlife that's sort of like the Soul Society. There's another one that might be the Soul Palace. There's like a hungry beast realm, which is probably Huecamundo, and then there's a beast realm, which is referred to by Komamura's grandfather. So my idea is like the universe is like a circle with like the living world in the center, and then just like connected to like these other universes and realms. You know, maybe something else is in the center. I don't know, but that's the way I basically look at the world in the Bleach universe anyway. But yeah, so that's the case, and it's basically through that area, those little voids or gaps, that we were able to create this little sphere, this little isolated space. Yukio used his Invaders Must Die Fullbring in order to compress one of these areas into a little space so they could be in there, and they could basically essentially be invisible from all other forms of detection because they're essentially in a pocket universe. I gotta give Kubo credit for this chapter, I really do, because it makes so much sense that you would incorporate these characters. From Uehara's perspective, you know, he wants, you know, like an ability to break down dimensions in order to get other places. I mean, that's the kind of whole crux of this arc. It kind of follows along those lines. So we have Yukio with the ability to create pocket universes using his PSP, which, by the way, he has to upgrade to a Vita. The amazing shit he would be able to do with the PS Vita. But then we have Haruka, who's able to, you know, send people into certain spaces using her, or compress things down using her dollhouse power. So, I mean, it makes sense why Uehara would contact them. I mean, the Fullbringers, I think their powers might have been a little bit downplayed as not as powerful as Shinigami's, or not even close to being on the level of them. But, I mean, they're pretty cool and intricate powers. I think the main problem is the training and experience. I mean, whenever the Shinigami fought against the Fullbringers, it wasn't even close, because, you know, the Shinigami have, like, decades of battle experience, in some cases over 100 years of battle experience, and the Fullbringers are just regular humans. You know, they only maybe had their powers for, you know, at most, well, Gariko had it for like 60 years, but he fought against Byakuya, who was training for like over 100 years. So it would make sense. My point of the matter is, if Yukio had like over 100 years to train and improve his Invaders Must Die power, he'd be like a really hard guy to take down. Like, you know, that's the point of this. So yeah, I'm really happy that Kubo had enough foresight to bring these guys back, because their powers are so damn useful. Combining them together, they basically worked in a rail network that allows them to go from one place to another without hindrance. It doesn't matter if it's the Soul Palace or whatever. But anyway, yeah, that Atari controller was basically just like a landmark to go between the two spaces. So yeah, I'm happy just because we got a decent explanation on how the Garganta could just appear in the middle of the Soul Palace. I got my explanation. It makes total logical sense. Thank you, Kubo. I have no gripes with it. And therefore, we then have Yoruichi making the declarative statement to Ichigo. With this, we can basically launch a surprise attack on the Soul Palace. They won't be able to detect us at all, and we could even conceivably take them all on at once. Ready, Ichigo? Let's do this! Alright, guys, let's not get too excited here. I mean, we have Nelliel and Grimmjow on our team now, but, you know, I don't know if it's going to be that much easier just to pop out of nowhere and just start beating the shit out of the Sternritter elites, okay? We might still have a fight on our hands here, but, you know, who do you think is going to fight who? I mean, that's a thought. I mean, we kind of switched around who's going to be there. I guess, I would say Harold Valkyrie was going to fight against Shab, but maybe they'll have to team up now, like a tag battle. I have to think about this on how that's going to work out. But, yeah, essentially, that's the last time we see of Ichigo and Yoruichi and everybody in this chapter, so then we cut away to... You hold on one radical second. I heard you obtain the power to use an armband to change your physical appearance. Well, you're giving that to me right now because there's something I need to do. Oh, okay. Sure, I guess I could give it to you. Just, you're not going to do something stupid, right? You make an excellent point with that. But no, this is something that I shall do because I must, and I can't get this over my jacket. Dang it. Okay, here we go, guys. The ultimate power of rad teching unlocked. Now, magical armband, give me a new hat! Ah! My God, what is happening? Ah! I can feel the ultimate power! Whoa. Fucking A. Finishing off the chapter, we cut over to the Chrysalis Palace, where we see the entire Sternritter Elite Guard plus Uryu. Hashwalth is still nowhere to be seen, so, you know, he's still in Sternritter Purgatory, I guess. Where we have everyone just around, just not doing much of anything. I mean, the couches look pretty comfortable, and the grapes that Askin's eating, have a little fruit bowl there. I'm kind of underwhelmed by that. I mean, Soul Palace, the grand place, and all they have is, like, one single fruit bowl. Wait, does that imply that the Soul King eats fruit? Like, the Soul King just suspended in this glass crystallized dome with no arms, just like, damn it, I want an apple. You know, like, I don't know what that implies. I mean, I guess it's for the servants there, but yeah, anyway, they're partaking in the fruits of battle, I guess. I mean, honestly, this chapter's pretty much perfect. If it has any shortcomings, it's at the end right here with the Sternritters just kind of lounging around the Soul Palace, eating grapes and not really doing much of anything. Wait a second, Sternritters not really doing much of anything. It's like if they don't have time for something, and another way of putting that would be... Oh wait, hold on. I think I got something with this. Just let me gotta load up an image here. Oh damn it! I'm sorry, I can distort reality, but it's still on a dial-up modem. Okay, it's gonna take a while. Hey, come on. So anything new with you guys? Oh, okay, here we go. All right, let's just boot up the image here. No, God no. Okay. Oh, okay. Here we go. All right, and play.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ha! Thought I retired that gimmick, didn't ya? Ha ha! Not on your life. All of the Sternritters shall have no time for such a thing. Anyway, though, Herald Valkyrie just kind of glances over at Uryu, and he's looks, kind of as melancholy as ever, maybe because he just really considers that he just might have killed his best friend. No, we see Hashwolf right there. Sorry, we see him in that one little corner panel there. Wow, he is so hard to spot. It's like Waldo sometimes. It's just like, oh, where's Hashwolf? There he is! Okay, Hashwolf's in this chapter. Good for you, buddy. And yeah, anyway, Uryu is just kind of standing there, not really doing much, considering that, they just have to be happy over His Majesty's victory. Herald states that it's only going to be a matter of time before His Majesty absorbs the Spirit King and becomes even stronger. Until then, they shouldn't even get too close to them because they'll be gobbled up as well. How much stronger can Yuha get? Seriously, do I have to do the summary of his power thing again? Because this will be the 7th one he has. Like, Yama's Bankai, Mimi Hage, almighty power. What power could he possibly gain by absorbing the Soul King at this point? Unless he has the ability to literally, reach out of the Bleach manga, grab Kubo, punch him in the face, and rewrite the entire series at his own whim. I don't see any more ways this could go. But yeah, last scene of the chapter, we have Yuha completely shrouded in blackness now, and it looks like he's in front of the crystallized dome of the Soul King, who is no longer inside of the dome, and we just see like this black vapor coming out of him, and that's it. I mean, he's black, and like no much more black could he be, and the answer's none. None more black. It's like he looks like just as black as he did whenever Ichibei painted him, so I don't know what's up with that. But anyway, end of the chapter. Alright, so, like I said, really good chapter, really solid, really pumped, he came through for us. Kubo came through for us for once. I mean, Nell's back, Grimmjow's just the same as he always was. We had a decent explanation on how the Garganta works, and Yukio and Riruka is somehow factored into that. They give them, this basically gives them a prime ability now. They can basically just go pick up whoever they want to pick up. They can go down to the soul, so it's like an elevator, basically, like, ding, launch the landmark, okay, everybody visor to Ahara, everybody get in, ding, over to Kukaku's place, okay, all the other Fullbringers, Ginjo, Kuriko, Tsukishima, get in, and then just ding right back up to the Soul Palace, and let's have an epic brawl! So where do you think it's going to go from here? If you're going to pick between, like, this new group of, like, Ichigo and Nelliel and Grimmjow's group, who do you think would fight who? Because, we still have the major problem of there not really being a lot of enemies, but maybe with this newfound power, maybe Yuha could resurrect all the Sternritters, or revive the ones from, 1,000 years ago, or do some crap like that. I don't know. There maybe might be some way that we're going to level out the playing field here. I hope it's just not like, I could summon like the Nazgul now, and then these shadowy visages will fight you. You know, I hope it's like somebody like they resurrect people that we know or care about that are actually relevant characters, not just like random foot soldiers that just have a lot of power. You know, because that'd be kind of lame. I mean, but hey, everyone, we got some people back. I'm happy. Are you happy? You should be. Party time. Anyone, thanks for watching. Tekking101 signing out. Later, guys. Or I guess maybe Kubo intended the title of the chapter to mean that Grimmjow is just a really big fan of the Atari Jaguar. I mean, God knows somebody has to be with that freaking controller.